All right, we just finished
Young
episode
Sheldon
15. Let's get the name.
Season 1. It's called Dolomite, Apple Slices, and a Mystery Woman. So Sheldon and Tam, at the beginning of this episode, notice a new student of sorts who's a bit older than Sheldon, probably Tam. Sheldon's Vietnamese best friend?
Vietnamese, yeah.
And they go to talk to her in an effort to reach out, and I think that Tam is like noticeably quite attracted to her and all that.
He's into her a lot, and it's I would say this is really poor writing because like it was lazy. It was too easy. Like yeah, he likes her, and it's like okay.
So in an effort to talk about unrequited love, we will also be at least briefly discussing Frank Ocean's 2016.
It was 2016, yeah.
2016 fucking masterpiece, Blonde by Frank Ocean.
This is our, I'd say this is.
I've listened to it at least 50, not 50, like 20 times.
I wouldn't
30?
say listen to it fully back and
There's
forth.
certain songs I've listened to literally, like White Ferrari is one of my favorite
I would
songs.
say this is probably my 7th full album listen, realistically. This album dropped after, wasn't even that long. I'd say 3 years.
It was almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years?
Must have been.
This is, and
because it's 2010 when Channel Orange came out. I was in like 11th grade.
Speaking of Frank Ocean, did you see the CDQ I sent of Endless? That's really nice.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Have you not listened to Endless at all yet?
I gotta get high, man.
It's real good, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, we could probably throw an Endless review at the end of one of these ones in the near future.
But yeah, this episode, his family's a little annoyed about Sheldon hanging out with a girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's stupid because...
So let's establish a little bit about Libby is the name of the character. So Libby, and I'm going to go for this just because Sheldon's dad does. I'm going to skip to the middle of the episode. Sheldon's dad works at the school, which I often forget. Yeah. But Sheldon's dad takes a peek into the library to see the three of them hanging out and goes to his other son,
Jr.
George Jr. He goes, "She's black?"
You didn't tell me that. And then George, and this is the thing, which the kids are all very progressive. He's like, so he didn't tell me she's black. He's like, well, was I supposed to? Like, why would that matter? And it's like, well, no, but
there's been a couple of George Sr. like trying not to be racist bits.
And this is the thing,
which is what I don't understand who they're appealing to with that. Like, I don't get it. Like, I guess I'm not an American though, so there's that. But like,
it's not like it's this isn't some politically charged show saying like. It's not an like I don't know how to word it without sounding weird. Like, it's not a piece saying like here's. It's not a politically charged show at all. They're not trying to be anti-racist in any sense. I'm not saying. Is there ads in Reddit?
Yeah.
Really?
Just on this app that I use, yeah.
What's the app you're using?
Narwhal.
Weird.
I don't know why I use this one, but it doesn't matter. I should be looking at it. We should be talking about that.
Actually, we should do instead of an album review, we should do a Reddit review.
Reddit review, like subreddit review. That's terrible.
No, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's weird because they have these little subtle nods to like current race issues, but they never dig deep enough in them for it to be like this show's trying to make a point, saying like
I just don't get it.
It's weird because it's like it's not enough that it's worth saying, and then it's also not.
I think you're going to see it in the second season of this show flirt with that much more.
But it's also not enough that it's like saying like, yeah, people were a little bit more. You know what I mean?
think that's what it's going for, though. Is that it's like this is the transitional era, but
it's just
many people would disagree that nothing's changed. This is before Rodney King. This is before O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but it's just.
Are they going to tackle that when they get there? That'd be interesting.
That's
because it's like 91. I think 92.
King was 92, I think, and that's 3 years away though.
Okay, then they're probably never get there.
Probably not. But it's just weird because it's like it's not enough for it to seem relevant. Like I feel like it should just be all ignored completely, or it should be involved in a way where they actually tackle it responsibly, rather than just throwing in a little line of like, because it was just very short.
It's just this weird nod, and it's neither virtuous nor whatever the opposite of virtuous would be. It just is. It's very flat.
Yeah, and it's just
flaccid and unnecessary.
Yeah, it's very
heavy-handed.
It's not smooth.
No, it's not.
Just it feels like they made that line like, oh, maybe we should.
This is crunchy peanut butter we're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
It's like you're eating a sandwich and all of a sudden you get a big crunch. It's like that's okay. It's not crunchy peanut butter even. It's like. You buy smooth peanut butter, and then you normally buy smooth peanut butter.
Sure.
No, you normally buy crunchy peanut butter, but you accidentally bought smooth.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, I want crunchy peanut butter, and you dump 5 peanuts in there.
Yeah,
so it's
like that.
And every once in a while you get that like, wait, I forgot, and it's just awkward. There's not enough for it to fit, and it's like it's just kind of like, why was that line there? They're not you know what I mean? They're not doing anything with it.
So this episode is extremely poorly paced. Basically nothing happens and it's rushed.
This was another stinker, I'd say.
Huge stinker. So Libby is hugely into geology and they all like bond over having an interest in something more esoterically nerdy. Her interest being in geology and she intrigues Sheldon specifically by saying that like Richard Dawkins or something wouldn't have been able to figure out how old
Darwin wouldn't, without geology, saying that
would not be able to figure out how old the Earth is, right?
Yeah, and
that proves evolution,
and that was a big influence to him. And he's like, okay, well, I guess there is a. And Sheldon really likes Libby platonically, as in an equal, as in she's a smart person who I can talk to, right?
That was a great. I liked. So basically, she proposes, hey, there's a movie about geology playing at the IMAX in Houston. Which is a bit of a drive, and she's old enough to drive, or at least I think she is.
She is, obviously. Yeah.
And
I don't know how old she is. Probably 16?
Yeah, probably 16. I don't know.
Anyway, Sheldon's parents don't want to go because like I don't trust her.
Yeah.
And then another thing, I say they don't nothing race related.
No, it's just because
we don't trust
teenagers.
We just don't trust. And then actually, which this is nothing weird, is Sheldon's mom meets Libby, and it's like, you know what, I'm totally fine with you going. Right? Yeah. So it's weird because it's like.
Well, okay, so we got to go back a bit though, because so Sheldon gets really, really, really pissed when her mom says no way, and then he starts rage cleaning the house in an effort to convince,
and in a way to bribe his mom.
Yeah,
and she finally, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll let you go.
I'll let you go if I meet her first.
And he says that is very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says that is a reasonable request or something.
Yeah,
and then and this is a thing which. I'm not.
Was that played for laughs? Was that played for?
No, okay. I liked seeing Angry Sheldon.
Yeah, that was
he was
neat.
Throwing things into the washing machine, angry,
and he says to Missy, he's like, "I'm trying to watch Oprah," and then Sheldon's like, "I don't care, just right for the jugular."
And I'm not saying at all that I wanted this to be a scene, but given the line George Sr. makes about Libby,
it just never came back.
No, I'm not saying I wanted Sheldon's mom to even remotely be like, oh, I'm surprised she's black or something. I didn't want that.
No.
But it seemed like, based on that line, like...
They were going to address it
you know what I mean?
And it's just the Chekhov's gun again.
That's what, I didn't want that. I don't want that, and I think that's completely unnecessary.
In this show, too.
But it seemed like, on terms of this being written better, it would have made sense, but I don't want that.
So
I don't want
one thing that I think is going to happen in this show going forward is... So Roseanne, I was talking about this at the end of the last review, so the Roseanne show goes... right for the jugular in a post-Trump America and how Middle America deals with it. So in the new Roseanne series, and I'm not going to talk about Roseanne all that much, but basically Roseanne and John Goodman voted for Trump, and Roseanne's sister got convinced by Roseanne and John Goodman using Trumpian rhetoric to vote for Jill Stein.
Is there like legit?
That's exactly like they use the names.
Like literally, Trump is.
Yeah, like her sister walks in and she's wearing like a shirt that says like what is it, like pussy grabs back or something. Straight up,
that's actually wild.
It is wild, and it's intense to watch because of it's kind of, and it plays basically where it's like people are still people. You shouldn't be fighting about it like this. You're gonna see, I guarantee it, with the success, because the Roseanne is like doing gangbusters numbers, like old, like pre-Netflix, cable TV numbers. And I think you're going to see Young Sheldon season 2 look at that, especially given the context of what they've kind of been dipping their toes in the water to do. I think season 2 of Young Sheldon, you're going to see them go double down with sociopolitics. This
is something I
really think you will.
I don't know much about
based on the success of Roseanne.
Roseanne Barr's politics, but I know
people have problems with her politics.
I know Goodman is not pro-Trump.
There's no way. I don't think he would say anything. No, I think he probably voted for... I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No, regardless, but I know he's not pro-Trump.
Yeah, there's no way.
But with that being said, I love the idea of people saying, especially if it obviously his character pro-Trump.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Or was at least. Yeah.
That's
I've
awesome.
only seen the first 2 episodes. There's been more since.
I love saying that, talking about politics in the sense that, like, whatever people's personal politics are, it doesn't make them explicitly an antagonist. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
And
I think that's something that is, like, there's definitely things where people can have bad opinions and good opinions, but, like, if someone's like, I'm left, I'm right, it doesn't mean, oh, fuck this person, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, they're still people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I think that's
the gist of Roseanne.
That's
and
not
I think
addressed...
you're going to see young Sheldon go down that rabbit hole, but I don't think that that's what they were intending initially. I think that they were intending to be slowly but surely progressive, and I think that they're actually going to go into a more of a new, like, not nuance, but like being, like, striking balance, more of an agree to disagree thing, because they worked so well for Roseanne. It's not going to be a good look on young Sheldon. I don't think it would be a good look on almost anything. I think Roseanne is both right place, right time. I think Roseanne Barr, the person, could probably motivate this in the right way. Norm Macdonald's helping write the new series as well. He's got interesting politics. I think that's what it is. And they're all intelligent people at the very least. People involved in young Sheldon, I'm not saying they aren't intelligent, but they're certainly not particularly creative. And I just don't understand what the fuck this show is going for politically, because they keep loading it. Not loading it, but they keep dipping their toes in.
It's the peanuts.
I think
it's awkward.
At its core, it's trying to be contemporary, and it's also trying to establish itself as a late 1980s Texan period piece, right? Because it is a period piece, and I talked about this in the last episode, where they make these really half-assed efforts to make it a period piece, but it just, like, kind of constantly gets contradicted by the tone of the series. So this episode, we kind of feel like there might be some kind of love triangle going on between Sheldon and Tam. Man, Blonde is so good. Like, I don't even want to... I'm not going to try and compare and contrast this, because, like, you know what? Frank Ocean, I can tie this in. Frank Ocean is a great example of how to deal with sociopolitics in an incredibly, like heavy-handed way, honestly, in some of his songs, without being overbearing, gross, patronizing, any of that. Like, Frank Ocean does an incredibly good job of not alienating any of his listeners, but by tackling his own sexuality and et cetera, and race and all of that. I used to be afraid of tackling this type of stuff on the webcam, but I think I'm ready to fucking go for it. I think it's important, too, when you're looking at contemporary post-Trump mass appeal network television, and how they have to address this stuff to engage with their audience. It's very interesting. So this episode, Sheldon actually does not go to the movie.
And he doesn't go because Libby says...
Libby, when they meet up... Actually, I'm going to go back to one thing. Sheldon's mom goes right for do you smoke marijuana? I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
That was a cute little bit.
Also, I don't even remotely... See, my fucking phone just restarts. I haven't updated. See, it just sometimes it reboots.
So, man, in 1989, man, they had a computer the size of a house, man. Like whatever.
Can't complain.
First world problems. So...
One thing I will say, I 100% do not feel like that was even remotely, what's the word I want to say? Racially charged question.
It wasn't at all. But that's bad writing, because I bet you big bucks, and we could look this up, and we could do it right now if you wanted to. It'd be a hard thing to find out. But there's some reviewer somewhere who made that out to be like a race thing. I bet.
Which
I bet you people would read it that way.
I don't even, especially given on the delivery, it wasn't even the first thing she asked. She didn't even look like...
It was a teenager.
Zero, what's it called? Prejudice, zero predisposition on Libby at all. It was just like, you're an older teenager, I just want to make sure you're good. It's like, no, of course not. I babysit a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
And that was her
response.
Sheldon has it starts repeating in his head, babysit.
Yeah, babysit.
Sheldon he's like, I'm not down. I don't want to go. I feel sick. He goes to his room and is like, I don't like that she says babysit. I thought she saw us as equals. He is fully platonic. He just thought that she would have not seen him as a little kid. And
yeah.
I think this also was... I'm going to say this was a step backward for Sheldon's character.
Yeah.
Because he he should have said, yeah.
That being said, we did see a rare form, like, truly vulnerable Sheldon.
A truly emotional Sheldon, him crying.
Because you see him angry and you see him sad.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time I've actually seen Sheldon...
Sad, properly sad.
Sad, and actually
you see him get disappointed and upset and confused.
But not crying.
But not like being like, oh...
So, I mean, in that sense...
But it's not that it was romantic. It's because he saw them as, like, intellectual equals.
Which also, I think, is Sheldon being... Actually,
now over further inspection, I guess. That's a good scene to say that while Sheldon is mature, he still is young enough to take that personally.
Yeah.
Where I don't even think explicitly Libby
was not trying to be offensive.
No, I know.
And she was also appealing to the mom's sensibilities, right?
I think the thing is, Sheldon's too young to understand
the nuance of that.
She's just saying that to get his mom to give him permission.
So Sheldon ends up not going.
Yeah, not that she explicitly doesn't see Sheldon as an equal.
Yeah.
She's just saying, kind of saying, you know what, I'll say it to the mom to make the mom trust me, right?
Yeah.
She's not trying to be vindictive at all. And I think Sheldon's too young to say.
But then, what's the name of his friend again? Tam. So Tam goes to the IMAX with her, though. He puts his arm around her, and she's just like, I will break off your arm if you do that. And he strikes out. And then it quickly flashes back. This is the very end of the episode, just like that. Flashes back to them in school, and him being like, yeah, she had feelings for me, but I think we should just stay friends. And then Sheldon completely writing off geology and saying it's more of a hobby and less of a science, collecting rocks, all that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of rude, man.
I don't like that.
I thought that was really they're both being total kind
of pricks.
They're being fuckboys.
No, yeah,
like straight up,
very dismissive, saying you. Yeah, see, even that, it's like it's a Gucci Mane book.
It is. Yeah, I got the Gucci Mane autobiography. Yeah.
No, it's just like this is Frank's voice.
Yeah,
sounds very Justin Vernon. I genuinely thought it was Justin Vernon.
Yeah,
first listen.
I'm sure that he's very inspired by Justin.
I was
work.
shocked by
at least his work on Kanye's records.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's just I've checked the actress for Libby. She's only currently credited for one episode, and I think if she doesn't come back as a character, I think that's
offensive,
disgusting, to be honest. Because it's like, she was a good character. She was nice. She was
and there's a whole arc you could get out of that.
No, as in, like, actually...
And you could teach Sheldon, and you could even teach, what's his friend's name
Tam.
again? You could teach Tam a lesson.
I don't have anything against Tam, but his character is very bland.
Yeah.
She was, I'd say, the first school character that actually, like, seems like a benefit for Sheldon, right? She's very normal in a good way. Because she's smart, but she's also not, like... stereotypical, like, I'm a smart, awkward, weird kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she could be a very good friend character.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. So I didn't.
But it seems like they just wrote her out at the end there really quick.
I don't really like that.
No,
I don't know. One thing,
Frank Ocean would have handled this with much more
elegance,
discretion.
Yeah. So
honest, emotional honesty.
Yeah. So I hope that's not the end of her character, because she wasn't in it excessively like a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot of her, but from what I've seen, she's a completely fine character.
Yeah.
One of the better ones we've seen. Like, there's been some other friends he's had briefly in that one World of Warcraft episode. They weren't fleshed out at all.
There's a World of Warcraft
episode?
Sorry,
I mean Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons?
My bad.
It's like,
what the fuck?
I
guess, honestly, World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Warcraft, probably, I don't know when Warcraft came out, but probably...
we're like 10 years away from that.
Warcraft wasn't...
Well, like, StarCraft came out in 1997. Warcraft came out before that. Warcraft would be like 93 or 4.
Yeah, something.
I never played. I played Warcraft 2. Would have been the first one I played, and I was like, that would have been
one thing.
2000.
One thing. I mean, I guess this was kind of a good line.
Yeah.
Is Sheldon's mom says, "I have a feeling at some point in your future you'll be surrounded. You'll have a bunch of smart friends, and you'll be
great smart
friends."
Like,
I don't see it happening.
I don't see that, and that's a little nod to Leonard and all of that.
And genuinely, like, for real, I am like, oh right, this is
a Big Bang Theory.
This is Sheldon.
Yeah.
This is Sheldon. Like, I forget a lot.
There's basically no point in this being, hey, what's good? Oh yeah, we're just ripping some Sheldon.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Yeah.
Is that a rev I see? Is that a...
We're getting revved up. Okay, so we're done. No. Point the camera. I'm gonna sing "Wait for Ari," and you can turn it off while we do that, because we're talking about Blonde too here. Let's go.
Pretty good.
And look to top. on these rides. And on the roads, dilated eyes.
You're at the pole again?
What?
You're back at the pole?
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
After one